Um, I wanted to talk about just a couple of movies, but mainly about the movie Helen. Um, so far, out of all the movies about mental illness that I've seen so far, Helen was the most realistic and the most emotional for me. It blew me away. I mean, it was like if I had written and directed a movie, it would have been like that movie. And I watched it with my wife, and I don't even know if she liked it. like I think a couple parts I was crying, and I was just very emotional because it's very earthy movie, very natural. It's about mental illness, but it doesn't go overboard on anything. It's not like uh, the cuckoo one flew over the cuckoo's nest, or any crazy stuff going on. But I would have to say Ashley Judd is an awesome actress, and she should have got an Academy Award for that movie. But well, I'm a little biased. So just to give you a short summary of the movie, it's about a woman who it starts out. Um, she's doing great. She's having a birthday party or something, and then she doesn't really feel good afterwards, and it just goes on. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but she does she does get help, and there's things that happen that are very realistic. And um, anyway, so that was my favorite movie. And I wrote down some other movies that I've seen, like I saw part of The Snake Pit. That's an old 1960s movie or whatever. I own Beautiful Mind. That's a great movie. Um, that was directed by Ron Howard. He's one of my favorite directors, and I really liked Arrested Development. That was like one of the funniest shows ever. Um, I bought all three seasons of that, and so it had a great director. I liked the time it was in. It was like in the 1950s or whatever, and it had awesome actors. It had Ed Harris and I can't I can't think of the main actor, but he's the guy that played in Gladiator, and he's really famous anyway. But I liked A Beautiful Mind. It showed um, how devastating schizophrenia can be, and how terrifying it can be. And I also like the fact that even though he had schizophrenia or whatever else he had, he was still able to be successful, even though it might have taken a lot of years out of his life and might have taken away a lot of his productivity. He was still able to have a great influence on the world. And just on a side note, my brother um, taught math at Princeton, and that's where he taught, and that's where the movie's set. My brother's super smart. My brother doesn't have any mental illness. His brain is too good. So anyway, um, Girl Interrupted. I haven't seen that. I don't know if I ever will. Not really. It doesn't really seem that interesting to me. Psycho. I didn't like Psycho. Psycho's all right, I guess. Psycho's a pretty cool movie because you're just like it's a really quiet movie. Very few people in it, and the thing is, okay, I don't like it now, but the first time you see it, you like it because you don't you don't know what's going on, and you're like, okay, is somebody bad? You're like, is somebody bad yet? Is something bad gonna happen? And you don't find out till the end, and then you're like, whoa, your mind is blown. Like, okay, so the lady up on the hill was the guy, and the lady was dead, and now we're in the basement and doing all this stuff. It's like, whoa, but that's just one of those movies where the first time it's really good. and blows your mind, like The Sixth Sense and any other M. Night Shyamalan movie. All of his movies are like one and done, but it's not like, other great movies like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or anything like that. Um, I actually taped the movie off of Turner Classic Movies. It's about a girl who's schizophrenic and a boy who hates people touching him, and he wants to keep everybody away. And I think it's called Lisa and something. Oh, anyway, look it up. Lisa and something, and they both go to this home for troubled people. But anyway, and I did notice that Johnny Depp has been in 2 movies, at least that I can remember, that deal with mental disabilities. He was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He was the brother of Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think he had cerebral palsy, or I don't know. He was in Benny and June, and I can't even remember what issues they had because I don't even think I've seen the movie. I really liked Little Miss Sunshine. I think that's a movie you could watch over and over. Doesn't really deal with mental illness because you kind of come in at the end of the depression or whatever, because it starts out with his character, Michael Scott. I can't remember his real name. Anyway, so he tried to commit suicide, slit his wrists, but as the movie progresses, humor comes to him, and he ends up getting a lot better and getting a lot better mentally. But anyway, so the last movie I guess would be, I did rent a movie from the library. It's called The Devil and Daniel Johnston, and I'm gonna watch that, and that should be really interesting. It's about a guy who has manic depressive illness, and he's actually been a writer for a lot of rock groups, and he's been in and out of institutions, so that should be really cool to watch. But the movie Adam, that was pretty good. That was about a guy, I think he has autism, and he's just really good actor, and he's really funny, and he meets this girl, and she doesn't really, she kind of likes him, but she's kind of thinks he's kind of weird because he is, and it's a pretty good movie, except the ending is, to me, one of the stupidest endings of any kind of movie I've ever seen. It was actually kind of confusing. Maybe you'll like the ending, I don't know. Okay, so I actually said that my favorite one was Helen. I think my second favorite one is the last one I'll talk about. My second favorite one is, it's actually a funny story. I think that's the title. It's actually kind of funny, or it's actually sort of funny. It has Zach Galifianakis in it, and it has this new kid from Canada. Well, I don't know if he's new, but it's about a kid who, he's really depressed, and he just goes up to a hospital one day and just says, "I want to kill myself." And so they admit him, and he ends up finding out that he has to take meds, and he's like, "Whoa, I've had suicidal thoughts, but I'm not, I'm not, nothing's wrong with my brain or anything." But that movie was so funny, and that's amazing that they could make it funny, being in such a serious situation. They're in a hospital, and everybody in there has a problem, and that was just a very well done movie. And I could watch that movie like twice a year. And that's a lot for me because I don't really watch movies multiple times, but I already want to see it again, and I've seen it like twice in like the last 4 months. So I think that's what it is. I think the title is, it's kind of a funny story. Anyway, peace out.